Hello, beautiful people. Here we are again. It's Saturday afternoon on the 1st of August 2026. I was not planning on doing a reading for you today, but I have been guided to, and we're going to be talking about Lionsgate manifesting. What are you manifesting? What's blocking you? What's in the way? How can you get rid of it? How can you manifest your best life? Let's look at this today. So it's tea and tarot time with Julie. Grab yourself a cuppa, put me on pause, put the kettle on, come back, and let's look at manifesting window that we are currently in. This window opened on the 28th of July and closes on the 12th of August, peaking on the 8th of August, the 8th of the 8th, okay? Now it's the 1st. I don't want to wait till the 8th. I will, of course, do a video on the 8th, but I want to hit this now in advance for you. Now, I did a reading yesterday for the collective. This is also for the collective. It is not timeless. This is very time sensitive for now, okay? So in the video I did yesterday, I briefly mentioned to you, I recorded it on Wednesday. I briefly mentioned I've decided to sell my house and I'm manifesting that, and I know it's happening and I know it's imminent and I know that this is, I just knew. And later on Wednesday, I got the offer on a bit of negotiating and all settled. Right, house is sold in a week. Right, I manifested that. I manifested the agent last year. I manifested the penguin deal, all from the work I did around this time. All right. So this is a hugely powerful time for manifesting, creating something that you want, whether that's the end of a painful situation or whether it is the beginning of something new and peaceful or new and exciting. This is about creating your best life, okay? So I'm Julie Poole. If you don't know me, I'm a law of attraction teacher, and my book, From Hoping to Having, the ultimate law of attraction guidebook, shows you how. Now, if you absolutely possibly can, grab hold of this ASAP. You can get it today on any of the audio platforms, Audible, Spotify, or Apple Books, all the rest of it. You can get it on any ebook today, anywhere in the world. If you want the print version, if you only in the UK is that available right now. The print is coming out across other countries over the next few months. But I really want to encourage you into this manifesting portal, all right? That book will really help you. It tells you exactly what to do and how to do it. But in the meantime, let me just give you a little bit of heads up with some pointers for now, okay? So the pointers for now, all right, they're just saying to me, you may say to yourself, I can't afford it. Audible do a free trial and you get 2 free books. So you could create an Audible account, go get it, and then close the account afterwards. But there's ways around things, okay? I want you to be able to grab hold of this book. Now, right, let's talk about manifesting for a minute. You can manifest at any time of the year, any day, any time, any place, anywhere. But there are times of the year it's particularly powerful, and it's all to do with Sirius aligning into the Leo energy, that the 8-8, which is the number of infinity and flow and abundance, 8th of August, it is the most powerful time. When I set the intention last year, I think it was around April, I started around Christmas and it sort of trickled through till April. This is the year I'm going to get a publishing deal. I've been self-published for 10, 12 years. It's time to go into the big league. Let's go in with the big boys and girls, all right? And I'm like, right, when is the best time? Let's do it over Lionsgate. Okay, so I spent some time preparing, gathering data, gathering information, gathering my energy to align, making sure there was no blocks, no barriers, no doubts, no fears, clearing my energy to make sure I could go into that with absolute clarity of what I want, why I wanted it, to clear any blocks that were in the way. And then I sent it out on the 8th of August last year and it all flowed. This year I've done the same thing a little bit in advance on the back of the Mercury retrograde in July, saying I'm going to sell my house within the next month. And that's going to happen either before or during the Lionsgate Portal. It actually happened just as the portal opened on the 28th. I think it's the 28th. Let me just check for you. Yeah, July 28th. And I had that viewing a couple of days before, and then it was confirmed on the 29th. You see, so, this is very powerful. All right. The star Sirius is spiritually and astrologically very significant. It's seen as the spiritual sun, and it's kind of highlighting its high frequency energy that we're jumping on and into. And then when we add to it the numerology of 88, right, it's all about balance, infinity, abundance, power, the connection between the physical and the spiritual, all right, as above, so below. I can have my heaven on earth. I can create. Now, because this is powerful, I want you to be very mindful of be careful what you wish for. All right. So make sure you know what it is that you want, and then we're going to manifest it. All right. There are so many of you, I read all your comments, bless you, thank you for commenting. There are so many of you that are saying, I've been trying to sell my house for months, I've been trying to get a job for months, I've been trying to find love for years, whatever it is that you're wanting. Let's step into this energy now to create that which you're wanting. Perhaps it's better health, better energy, more connections, involvement in your community, whatever it is for you. Let's get in that manifesting portal. All right. That's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. So let's see. I'm going to start with the energy oracle. And I want to get overall themes about this manifesting energy for the collective, please. All right. Door to value. Right. That's key. With cornucopia, there's the abundance. And there's the right, a blossoming abundance. There's the abundance again, right? Let me add in, that's the energy oracle. This is the wisdom of the oracle. All the cards I used are linked below, along with the link to my book, okay? All right. We've got peace, yin, and come to the edge. Okay. Right. Let's discuss, my beautiful people, all right? When we are manifesting, this is a manifesting lesson, manifesting 101. All right. When we're manifesting, first of all, we need to come at it from a place of I know my value. I know my worth. I deserve it. I'm ready for it. I welcome it. Right. If we see on the card, the doors are open. There's money flying around the place. It's a number 31, which comes to a 4 numerologically. Now, 4 is about your foundation, being solid, right? For us to be able to manifest the cornucopia, we'll look at that in a minute, the abundance. First of all, you need to know that you are worthy and deserving of all good things, right? Know your value, know your worth. So, do you feel worthy? Do you feel deserving? Do you feel that abundance is for other people because they're luckier than you? Because that will be a block, right? The universe is abundant, and the universe doesn't judge. They're better than you. They're more likely to have it than you. The universe doesn't judge, period. What it does is it reflects your energy back to you. The only difference between you and them, and the other half live, or they've got what I haven't. And the only difference is that they have this sort of automatic right, this automatic, well, of course money's coming. Of course I'm abundant. Of course I deserve. Don't be ridiculous. Why would you think that I didn't deserve? When we have that attitude, which might sound a little bit precocious or, arrogant or any of that, it's not. When we have that energy, that attitude, the belief system inside us, our resonance with an automatic right to abundance creates the abundance. The universe mirrors and matches it back to you. So if your value of self is less than, lower than, not deserving, not lucky enough, all right, We've all been there. Well, I've been there, and many people I know have been there. It kept me struggling with money for 40 odd years until I figured it out. Finally figured it out. And I'm like, okay. And then everything flowed. All right. And this is why I put that book together. Once I figured it out, and it took me a while, I'm not a fast learner. I say I'm a fast learner, but I usually make the same mistakes over and over and over until the penny finally drops. When the penny finally dropped in 2019 for me, my finances transformed ridiculously within a year. I went from renting to being able to buy a house. Everything was easy. Well, okay, easier. It was a lot easier, all right. And a couple of years on, when everything was so stable and secure, I thought I've got to share this. I've got to tell people about this. I finally figured it out. The missing pieces of the jigsaw. Put it all in the book. That one there, right? And I want you to be able to do the same, but it starts with your value, right? I deserve it. I'm worthy of it. Right. Then we can step into this cornucopia. Now, this is a number 11, which is a master number. Now, mastery. This is 1 and a 1. So the 1 is the I. I deserve this. We put the two ones together. This is the I of me. So I interpret it, okay? The human me. And then we add to it the divine me, my soul, my spirit, my God force, the I am presence. Now, when we put those two together and they're aligned beautifully, now we can create the mastery in our life. The mastery, excuse me, over our limitations and circumstances, and be able to dissolve them and get them out the way, right? So you can have this cornucopia, old-fashioned word, isn't it, right? But it represents abundance, all the fruit, everything you need. Everything you need is there. And just to reaffirm it, they're giving you another abundance card here, all right? Blossoming abundance. Now, the blossoming is suggesting this is opening up to you. It might not be in your world and life right now, but you're opening to it. And as you open up more and more in that value of self, in that mastery of self, so then more comes. But it starts with appreciation of what you have now. It's almost impossible to be able to manifest great abundance from a place of lack of victim, because they don't match, they're opposite. So we need to find a way to move from one towards the other. And it might be too much to do a great big leap because they're so opposite, they're polar opposites. So take one step towards them, and one step more, and one step more, and you'll find that things start to flow. All right, because blossoming abundance is here. It's a number 3. 3 is about joy and expansion and allowing yourself to be the biggest, best version of yourself. So you are stepping into this, okay? Now, we've got peace, 23. 23 is a 5. 5s are about change, and sometimes change is uncomfortable. We're very good as people, as society, as humans, to kind of play down something that isn't so nice, right? Oh, especially the British can't complain. Might be a disaster, but the British will say, oh, can't complain, could be worse. Well, we're very good at that. I don't know about you in your country, but we're very good at playing down things that don't work. Right, well, Spirit is saying, well, that's just holding you stuck there because you're not facing it. If you faced how uncomfortable it was, what's the next move? Well, I'll have to change it then. And that might take a bit of effort, and that might be a bit disrupting, and I just can't be dealing with that. So I'll just keep saying, can't complain. Now, what we want to do is look at your peace. Can you please look at your peace? The egg of peace is here. Now, eggs in the oracle represent something good cracking open, opening up for you, all right? A new life, new birth, all right? What wants to birth into your life is a bit of peace. So how do we get it then? Well, you look at the areas of your life that are not peaceful. They're not at peace. They are stressful or exhausting or draining or conflicting. I know, it's like, oh, I haven't got time for that. Yeah, but it's not going to change unless you do look at it. You want the peace. We all do. We want to be at peace in our world, in our life, in our relationships, in our health, in our well-being. We want to be at peace. So, first of all, look at the door to value, your own value. Open the door to I'm worth it. I'm worth looking. It's worth it for me. I deserve this. I'm going to find the time, the space, the energy to look at what is unpeaceful. No such word as unpeaceful, but you know what I mean, okay? What is lacking peace in my world and life, and I'm going to face it. I'm going to face it from a place of intuition and flow. The yin energy, number two. Two is the builder, the connections, the balance, the harmony, and that's what peace is, isn't it? Harmony. We're going to look at it, and we're going to look at the flow. Where is the flow in my peace, in my value, in my worth, in my abundance? Where is the flow? Is it flowing nicely and easily? Or is it chaotic? Is it conflicting? Is it hitting a dam, that flow of the water? Yeah, and it's like it's blocked. Well, let's look at the block and let's look at what we can do to dismantle the block so that your peace can flow. And that's going to mean you coming to the edge. Come to the edge. Number 36 is a number 9. 9 is sort of nearly there, completion. Right, not ready to jump yet into the new beginning, number 1, but we're getting ready. We're coming to the edge. We're looking over the parapet saying, what does the world look like for me if I were to jump, if I were to change that, if I were to do that work on my value, on my worth, if I was to align with abundance and flow and peace and prosperity, if I was to trust my inner knowing. The yin energy is the feminine to be, to feel it, all right, to feel into it. If I was to feel into it and trust it, could I come to the edge and look at what is the potential risk? What is the potential benefit? Am I willing to take a risk? Can I think about it? Can I try? This is one of the reasons all of them, all right, let's say, this is a main key reason why I've been prompted to do this message for you today. We've got 12 days left of this energy till the 12th. It's peaking now. Every day it's growing towards the 8th. Then it peaks. Then it starts to wane. Let's use this energy now. Spend this next week looking at your world and life. Look at your health, your energy, your well-being. Are you drained? Are you exhausted? Are you stressed? Are you frazzled? Are you struggling financially, energetically, spiritually? What do you need to change and do and be to get where you want to be? So first of all, okay, thanks. First of all, identify what it is you want. Might help you to write it down, to journal. All right, I want peace, I want ease, I want freedom. Try to go with the energy rather than the thing. All right, let me explain this. All of this is explained in my book, but let me just explain what I mean by that. Let's say that in your heart, you want a new home. So you might be trying to manifest a new home. That is harder. Instead, I want you to ask yourself, what does that new home represent for me? Right, let's say you want to move because you've got noisy neighbours. I saw a comment from somebody this morning saying they've got the neighbours from hell, right? And so they want to move, right? So you want to move because the noisy neighbours disrupting, frazzling your peace, disrupting, right? Okay, so you focus on, I want to manifest a new home. Okay, come down a level. That's the result up here. I want you to come down a level. What am I actually trying to manifest? I'm trying to manifest my peace, my serenity, my stability. I'm trying to manifest my ease to release the stress, right? That's what I'm trying to manifest. So that might come through by a new home. It might come through that the neighbours move out. You've still achieved it. Do you see what I mean? So I want you to focus on not necessarily the label of the thing. I want the new job. Why do you want the new job? Because I hate my boss. Right. Okay. Well, let's manifest that the person I work for values me, respects me. We have a great relationship. Now, it might be your boss leaves, it might be a new job comes in, but what is the value that we're trying to, when we talk about values, what do I mean? Thank you. I know what I mean. I'm trying to find the right words. Um, when we talk about somebody's personality, we will say their values align with mine, right? Those values, that's what I'm talking about. For me, the key values, and we're all different, is honesty, open, transparent, um, is peaceful, is freedom. I hate to feel trapped. I hate to feel right. So let's identify that. Why do I hate feeling trapped? Why is that freedom so important to me? Why is flexibility important to me? And I could attach them to a job, a career, a house, or a relationship. But if I actually just release those attachments, because attachments can get in the way, and come instead to the underlying values, which is what? Respect and flow and ease. That's what we're trying to achieve. So start with identifying the thing that you want, then drop down into what is the value that that gives me. Most of us want the same thing. We want freedom and peace and ease and balance, right? So that'll help you to focus on then how to move into that. Because when we're manifesting, what we want to try and do is come away from an attachment to a particular outcome. Yeah. So when I was manifesting selling my house, I focused on the freedom and the flexibility and the ease. And that I let go of when, but I said, it's happening now. I feel it in the now. You can't manifest in the future. It'll always stay in the future. If you say, I want to manifest this in 3 months' time, I'm not ready yet. 3 months is great. When you get to 3 months, your manifesting will still be 3 months out. And then you get to that 3 months, it'll still be 3 months out. Do you see what I mean? And when we're manifesting, this is what I want, wanting creates more wanting, not having. This is why my book's called From Hoping to Having, right? So it's all these different things on their own seem insignificant, but when you pull them together, they're the ingredients that make this beautiful manifesting cake work. All right. Okay. Is there anything else I need to tell you? Yes, we want 3 tarot cards. Okay. Okay. All right. Is this making sense to you? Is this helpful for you? All right. This is to help you. Okay. We want that one. 8 of Swords. You've got to look at where you're stuck. Where do you feel stuck? Where do you feel I can't? It won't work. It's not allowed. I'm in trouble. Knight of Cups. Open up to the offers and the opportunities for that abundance, security, and stability with the King of Coins. All right, let's just look at these together then. So the 8 of Swords, have been talking about where you might feel stuck. What isn't working? Yes, look at all of that. Not in a negative, hopeless way, but in a kind of curious, investigative way. Put your Sherlock Holmes hat on, or your Miss Marple hat on, or whoever it is that you like the best in terms of detective work, and look at, where do I feel stuck? What are the beliefs that I have and hold that are holding me stuck? I can't because ... Why can't you? Look at all of those. Put your detective hat on, okay, my beautiful people, and then open up to receiving. We've got the Knight of Cups, which is the offers that are going to make you happy, coming towards you. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the offer is landing in your lap. It means that you're aligned with making that and creating that ingredient, right? So it might be the offer comes in onto your lap, but you have aligned with that. You're the one creating that offer. It all starts with you. It's all about you. I've said this before, but some of you, a lot of you are new to my channel in the last few months. You don't get what you want, you get what you are, right? The universe always is a mirror. If I'm in lack and complaining and struggle and it's so hard and life's so shit. That's what I keep getting more of. I've got to get into an energy where I am peaceful within myself. I'm at peace within myself despite the chaos around me. Now I can attract more peace. I'm abundant within myself, even if I've only got €1, $1 in my purse, because I've got a purse and a house to put it in, or even if that's a friend's sofa, at least I've got the friend's sofa. We get into, and yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I sofa surfed, I've been street homeless, I've been through all sorts of stuff. So I'm not saying this lightly. I know this is hard, but I also know it's all fixable. And I'm showing you how to fix it, okay? So the Knight of Cups is saying you can absolutely create the things that you want. You've got to align with them. You get into the energy now, the energy of those values now. If I want freedom, I can't create freedom from a place of feeling trapped. I can't create the freedom when I feel stuck. I have to realize I can absolutely free myself. I can walk away tomorrow. That might be, and okay, they're asking me to give you an example. In my first relationship, I was very young, 17 to 21. And we lived together. We had a home, we had a child. And it was not a nice relationship. It was full of violence and pain and fear and insecurity. And I felt incredibly trapped. I had nowhere to go. And for 3 years, more than 3 years, I just believed I couldn't go. I was in this space. I've got a child. I've got nowhere to go. I have to put up with this. And that belief lasted until it got so dangerous when we don't need to go into detail, but it got so bad that I just took one suitcase and my kid and I legged it with nowhere to go. And I just rocked up at my father's house and said, I'm staying. And he said, you've got 6 weeks. My family were not supportive. But I thought, okay, 6 weeks, that's breathing space. I'll find somewhere from there. And I did. But for all of that 3.5 years, I didn't see a door. There was a front door there. I had 2 feet and 2 legs, and I could have walked through it at any time, but I didn't see that I could. When we get desperate enough, we find a way. My question to you is, do you need to get desperate enough to find a way? The answer is no. You don't have to wait until it's almost too late. You can create it now. So you're looking at why can't I rather than I can't. You're shifting that thinking, and in doing that, you open up to those opportunities. If you feel I can't because ... just look at it and say, why can't I? And it's our own blocks that get in the way. I remember working with a lady years ago, a long time ago, doing a reading, and she was in a very unhappy marriage. And she came to the reading, and I said to her, "You want out?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Right, well, there's your out, there's your way out." But there's then the compromises, because the marital home, which was a big, fancy 5-bedroom, double garaged, expensive house, would be sold, and you'll probably have half each, so you'll have enough to buy a lovely home for yourself, but it won't be a 5-bedroom double garage home. And she went, "Oh no, I'm not giving up my home." Well, then you're stuck. All right, so do you see that there is a choice, but it was a choice she didn't want, and that's all right. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, but then say to yourself, well, I'm not stuck. I'm choosing to stay here because I'm putting this house above my happiness and well-being. And that's your choice, and you're allowed to do that. But don't sit there saying, I have no choice. I'm stuck, because you're not. And you do have a choice. Do you see what I mean? I know I'm being a bit harsh here, right? 25 years, the therapist will do that to you sometimes. I'm kind of pushing you to really examine everything, my beautiful collective, because so many of you are struggling, and there is a way through, and it's not always the easiest path through, but it's saying to yourself, do I value myself enough to find that way through? Because when you do, the other side waiting for you is the King of Coins. Now, he is Mr. Moneybags. He is secure financially, but he's more than that. He's secure in himself, and he's free, and he values himself. And because he is aligned with those energies, he creates more of it. So it just keeps coming. It's just an endless flow of abundance towards him because he is in the energy, embodying the energy now of I am safe, secure, and free. I am abundant and prosperous. I am the king. Right? Now, we're in this energy. Use it, utilize it, embody it, and say to yourself from a determined, powerful, assertive place, I am ready to create my best life now. And you're doing it from a place of confidence and courage and self-belief, not from fear and lack and desperation, because that doesn't work. Okay, so if you are in that fear and desperation, do everything you can to get out of it. Look at everything you have in your life now that's good, everything that is good, and that includes you. Say to yourself, I'm good, and I can step into that goodness, and I'm spirit, and I'm source, and I'm life, and I'm light, and I can absolutely create my best life, because you can. I promise you, right? I'm not allowed to say things like that in my book in case somebody's life doesn't work out that way and then they sue me for false promises. But I'm promising you here on YouTube, where I can say what I want, that you can. It's about your alignment, your belief systems. It's about your worth, because you are worthy, you are deserving, and you can do it. Okay? All right, let's finish off with an angel card. Oracle of the Angels. And I'm not promising you your life will be perfect. My life isn't perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than it used to be. Right? There's no such thing as perfection, but there is perfection in the moment. Yeah? Okay. Light. Be the light, my beautiful people. Number 20. Be the light. Allow your own light to shine. Allow your own spirit to guide you. Allow your light of love in your heart to inspire you, to encourage you, to light the way. And your spiritual team, your angels, source, the universe, will hold your hand every step of the way when you allow them to. So invite them in, invite them to help you, invite them to support you, and thank them and yourself for being on this path towards the light, which is so, so incredible. Okay. All right, my lovely people, that is what I have for you. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back on Monday with some individual readings. I will be starting with Leo. We're in Leo season. I'll be starting with Leo. Okay. All right, then. I will see you next week. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.